During the Cabinet media briefing today, Cabinet co-spokesperson Dr. Ramesh Patirana was asked whether there is a shift in the government's foreign policy with the country tilting towards India. The Ministry of Agriculture recently rejected a consignment of Chinese organic fertilizer, deeming it unfit for use. However, it did go ahead with the purchase of nano-nitrogen liquid fertilizer from India, and in doing so, the ministry said it saved over 20 billion rupees compared to urea imports.
Foreign policy-wise, we are friends of all, enemies of none, and we are non-aligned country. So there is no shift in relation to the relationship between Sri Lanka and China. Historically, we have remained very good friends and we have a very strong relationship. But it doesn't mean that we have to import something of lower quality, substandard product to Sri Lanka because of that friendship. So that's why we have categorically stated the fact that we have found out the fertilizer that were to be imported to the country were of low quality. That's why the government has rejected that. We can very clearly explain our position to Chinese government.
Minister Patirana was also questioned about the imports of chemical pesticides and weedicides.
In relation to weedicides and pesticides, the Secretary of the Agriculture Ministry take decisions. There are certain chemicals that we need to import to control certain diseases. Actually, when it comes to the organic fertilizer production, we have a decent background and we are quite hopeful that we should be able to fulfill the requirement during next 1 year's time down the line. But we have a question mark in relation to weedicides and pesticides. So for the time being, the Secretary of the Agriculture Ministry is vested with that power to import the required quantity as and when necessary.
Another topic broached during today's media briefing was the halt of vehicle imports. It was put to Minister Patirana that around 50,000 people who are directly and indirectly involved in vehicle imports have lost their jobs.
We acknowledge the fact that some of the people have lost their job and also their business have been affected because of the fact that we have curtailed importation of vehicles to this country. So that was basically due to the foreign currency deficiency we encountered during last months. But as at now, there is no shift from the policy decision we have taken. But on futuristic basis, if our reserves go up, if we have sufficient dollar income, we should be able to reverse that decision. Until such time, central bank would announce a different scheme in time to come. That is for them to pay the bill or the letter of credit to be opened and the dollars to be sent from another source, not from Sri Lanka, given the backdrop of this difficulty that we encounter. But hopefully things will come back to normalcy after 3 to 4 months' time. That's the expectation of the government.
In the meantime, the Cabinet of Ministers has approved the proposal to enter into an agreement with the Kuwait Fund for Arabic Economic Development to obtain approximately $33.2 million for the construction of a medical faculty for the University of Moratuwa. The Cabinet also gave the green light to allocate land for the establishment of a container goods inspection centre at Kerawalapitiya. A 19-acre, 9.2 perch land belonging to the Sri Lanka Land Development Corporation near the Kerawalapitiya interchange has been identified as the most suitable location to set up the proposed inspection centre. The go-ahead has also been given to obtain a geographical indication for Ceylon tea, which will protect the product from misuse or imitation of the registered name and protects the customer by guaranteeing the true origin of the product. The amendment of the Debt Conciliation Ordinance is also approved by the Cabinet. In a bid to protect the rights of the debt-ridden people, a preliminary bill has been drafted by the Advisory Committee to review the Debt Conciliation Ordinance appointed by the Minister of Justice. The Debt Conciliation Ordinance will be amended based on the said preliminary bill.
Sunsilk ලොකු බෝතලේ සේදුම් වාර 30. රුපියල් 16 ඉතිරියක්.